What's up, MMA fans? It's your crew from MMA Today News, and in today's video, we're breaking down what might be the most awkward title fight in history between two kinda awkward champs from UFC 312. In the main event, strawweight queen Zhang Weili proved she's gonna be damn near impossible to dethrone after her performance against challenger Tatiana Suarez. Besides those top-billed fights, we had a bunch of prelims with some wild finishes, including a killer TKO in the heavyweight division. Let's jump into the video. Right off the bat at UFC 312, we saw a total screw-up in the prelims between Quillan Sokild and Anshul Jubli. Sokild landed a straight-up bomb of a knockout just 19 seconds into the first round, connecting with a perfect shot to Jubli's head. But ref Jim Perdios jumped in way too fast, stopping the fight before Jubli could even try to recover. Even though it was a quick stoppage, replays showed Jubli was actually trying to get back to his feet and keep fighting. A lot of fans and analysts are questioning the ref's decision, saying the fight should have been allowed to continue. But honestly, we think even with the bad call, Sokild's win wouldn't have changed. That shot was so powerful, Jubli just wasn't going to be able to recover. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Moving on, the prelim fight between Rong Zhu and Cody Steele at UFC 312 was a wild one. Zhu, known for his striking game, faced Steele, a wrestler who usually likes to drag fights to the ground. But Steele surprised everyone by not shooting for takedowns and instead keeping it a stand-up war. That decision raised a lot of eyebrows, cause Steele's known for his ground game and submission skills. Here at MMA Today News we gotta wonder, was Steele just chasing that fight of the night bonus no matter what the result? Either way, even with the different approach, Steele couldn't pull out the win and lost to Zhu by unanimous decision. Maybe Steele wanted to show off his striking and impress the judges, but deciding not to grapple didn't work out for him. It'll be interesting to see how he adjusts his strategy in future fights so he doesn't lose again, and maybe snag a bonus along the way. Ilia Tapuria's brother, Alexandre Tapuria, made his UFC debut with an impressive win. He faced off against Colby Thickness in a fight that a lot of people were looking forward to, especially because of the rivalry between the Tapuria brothers team and Volkanovski, who is Thickness' coach. Alexandra, known as El Conquistador, came out firing, putting on constant pressure and scoring a takedown and a flying knee that forced Thickness to backpedal. Even though Thickness tried to adjust and fight back against Tapuria's pressure, he couldn't avoid getting tagged with some hard shots. Tapuria landed some good body shots and a clean left straight that wobbled Thickness. In the second round, Thickness focused on keeping the fight at kicking range, but Tapuria kept landing those leg kicks and that left straight. In the third and final round, Thickness made the mistake of shooting for a takedown from way too far out, allowing Tapuria to defend and take his back. Thickness managed to get back to his feet, but Tapuria followed him right back down to the ground and stayed on top until the end of the fight. The decision was unanimous in favor of Alexandre Tapuria, with all three judges scoring it 30-27. With that win, Tapuria improves his record to 6-1 as a pro and showed off his skills in grappling and wrestling. He mentioned that, as a complete MMA fighter, he was able to showcase all of his abilities during the fight. The Aussie crowd got a cold splash of water when Brazilian Talison Teixeira made a huge statement in his organizational debut, with a TKO against local fighter Justin Tafa in just 35 seconds. Teixeira, coming into the octagon with a perfect 8-0 record, showed his power and accuracy, landing a nasty elbow right on Tafa's nose, breaking it and ending the fight early. This one not only highlighted Teixeira's skill but also brought a new face to the heavyweight division, with a lot of fans and experts now looking at him as a fighter to watch. Plus, Teixeira's performance could earn him a Performance of the Night bonus, considering how fast and efficiently he got the win. On the other hand, Justin Tafa suffered a broken nose because of Teixeira's shot, which was a tough blow for the Aussie, who now faces a recovery period. Tafa tried to hang in there, but the power of the strike was just too much, and the ref stepped in quickly to prevent more damage. So, what's next for Teixeira in the heavyweight division? Now, Zhang Weili's victory over Tatiana Suarez at UFC 312 was seriously impressive. Zhang Weili, aka Magnum, kept her strawweight title with a dominant unanimous decision win. The Chinese fighter put on an exceptional performance, controlling Suarez both on the ground and on the feet, ending the American fighter's undefeated streak, which was 10-0 coming into the fight. With this win, Zhang Weili cemented herself as one of the greatest athletes in women's MMA history. She's already mentioned that she's interested in testing herself at flyweight, 125 pounds per 57 kilograms, aiming for a second belt. Beyond that, other possible options for her next fight include a rematch against one of the former champs, like Yen Xiaonan, who is ranked #1 in the division and already lost to Zhang in the past. Verna Jandiroba could also be her next challenger. But maybe the UFC would get Rose Namajunas to drop down to strawweight one day to see if she could finally beat her main rival, who's beat her twice now. Okay, now let's talk about one of the most boring fights of all time in my opinion, and you're free to respectfully disagree down below, but the fight between Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland, which had all the potential to be one of the most exciting of the night, ended up getting booed by the crowd because of how little action there was. Du Plessis, the middleweight champ, defended his title against Strickland in a rematch of their UFC 297 fight, but it just didn't live up to the hype. From the start, the fight felt more like a sparring match, with both fighters showing very little aggression and a lot of caution. Strickland, known for his durability and toughness, seemed to be waiting for Du Plessis to get tired so he could turn it on in the later rounds. But that strategy resulted in a dull fight with no real action, which frustrated the fans in the arena. It wasn't until the fourth round that the fight gained any steam, when Du Plessis landed a shot that broke Strickland's nose. That moment brought some more excitement to the fight, but it wasn't enough to make up for the lack of action in the previous rounds. Despite Strickland's strategy, Du Plessis was able to maintain control of the fight and won by unanimous decision, successfully defending his title. The performance of both fighters left a feeling of disappointment, especially considering the hype around the rematch. Now, the tough mission for Dricus is to defend his title against Khamzat Chimaev, and if he wins, wait for Imavov or Caio Borralho, who will possibly fight each other to see who gets to challenge for the belt against one of the two, Dricus or Chimaev. But the middleweight champ is bold and said he wants to face Alex Poatan Pereira at light heavyweight. Does he have what it takes against the scariest fighter in any division? And what about the challenge from Islam Makhachev, who said he would beat him? Well, those are questions that will be answered soon. All we can do is wait and hope the upcoming fight matchups stay interesting. But what did you think of UFC 312 in Australia? I thought it was weak and average, but you can disagree with me and leave your comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button to help the channel bring you these videos every Sunday, whether there's a UFC fight on Saturday or not. Thanks again for sticking around until the end and
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you